Hello, Mike. This is Alyssa with Patriot Marketing. We had reached out to you earlier today and gotten a hold of you and promised this free custom video. So anyways, here it is. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I just wanted to provide some value to you and provide some tips and tricks to really maximize your traffic online as well as the business you get from that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. First of all, I would like to point out a couple of things that I really liked about your website. There's this request a free quote form here. That's really awesome to have. It helps with conversions. It helps, you get in contact with your potential clients sooner. There's also the click to call button here as well. That also helps with conversions because when someone's already is they're taking time out of their day to call you, they're more likely to convert over as a client. Now something I noticed is there's not a whole lot of content here. And content is anything I can highlight, whether it's text or pictures. In this case, I would be talking about the text itself. The reason why you want a lot of content, though, is so you can rank for a lot of different keywords, like landscaping San Diego, landscaping San Diego, California, San Diego landscaping ideas. All of these targeted keywords for your service and area are something you want to have within your content, especially this one here. It has a low competition number with a high search volume per month. And all of these individual keywords have their own search volume per month. All of them add up to 1.5 thousand search volume for your field of work and area that you are in. That's a lot of volume to be had that you're not getting because you don't have these keywords, because you don't have enough content to have these keywords for one. And so when people search with these keywords, you don't come up under that search and they aren't able to find you that way. So it's really important to put yourself in a position to be found, and how you would do that would be by having a website with a lot of content containing the keywords you want and need to be found for. I would even go as far as saving some of your images as those keywords and then re-uploading them to your website, because then that image now counts as content towards your website. It's a really sneaky way of inserting a keyword into your website without actually putting it in your text. So, and the reason why it is super, super crucial for for a website to have content is because when Google crawls your website, they not only see that you have that content, but you also have the keyword verbatim within it. And it allows you to rank faster and more efficiently, because Google believes that the more content and keywords that you have, the more likely you are to be an expert in your field. And at the end of the day, their whole goal is that when somebody searches, that they get the information that they are looking for. So if somebody searches landscaping San Diego, they are going to rank the people higher in Google that they deem to be more of an expert, aka they have more content on their website. So the people, even though they may be just as experienced as them, because they don't have as much content, Google doesn't deem them to be as much of an expert, so they're not going to rank as high. So long story short, the more content you have, the more likely you are to be found, because Google wants the people searching on their platform to be taken care of and find what they need. So with that, I'm going to move on to my second tip for you. And that would be to expand upon this Google Business Profile. It would really maximize the amount of traffic and business you'd be getting from that. And what I mean by that is, when people search for any given keyword, there's a lot of ways in which they can convert over as a client. So you have these local ads here. They capture the people who click on the very first thing that they see, as they are located at the top of the page. And they are also Google guaranteed up to a certain dollar amount. So if something happens or something goes wrong, the people using the local ads trust that Google will make it right monetarily. Also, when you hover your mouse over these local ads, there's a little drop down that has the company's phone number. And as I was saying earlier with the click to call button on your website, when somebody's already taking the time out of their day to call you, they are more likely to convert over as a client. So that's why these have such a high conversion rate, is because of that. I'm going to go over to this next tab because I want you to see what the Google ads themselves look like. Not your field of work and not the area that you serve, but I do want to show you where they're located and what they look like. So they are located right under the local ads. They do not have as high of a conversion rate. However, because of where they're located, they do put you in a position to be seen by a lot of different people, and they're also a lot cheaper. Going back over here, because the rest of what I'm going to talk about is here. The next way that people search is by the map pack here. So the people who search this way, they want to see a company that is local and in the area. I am one of these people. I also like to see how far I'm driving to get to a certain company if I need to. But with that said, the people listed here in this Google Map Pack, they can pull up to 40% of the traffic coming in. So if we, I did not mean to go there. So if we had a keyword with a search volume of 500, landscaping San Diego, I believe that is what I used. Yep. Search volume of 500, you're looking at 40% going to these competitors here. So 500, that would mean that 200 people are going straight to your competitors here in the map pack. So that's a good chunk of traffic going straight to these guys. It's almost guaranteed to them. But the rest of that 60% of the traffic is going to filter out throughout this page of Google. And that is where ranking organically comes in here. So ranking organically, the concept is pretty simple. The higher you're ranking in Google, the more traffic you're going to pull to your website. So these people here are doing way better. They're getting more traffic than the ones down here. And people rarely go to the second page of Google, if at all. So it's really important to know that when it comes to ranking organically, that you're ranking high enough to be seen on that first page of Google to get that traffic onto your website. So I'm going to move on to my third and final tip with you, as it does have to do with ranking organically. We're just going to get a little bit technical here, so bear with me. In order to rank organically, you do need to build up the strength of your website, and I have you plugged into my tool here that shows where you're at in your online presence. So in order to build the strength of your website, you need to add backlinks and referring domains. Not all backlinks are created equal, unfortunately. So you have good quality backlinks and poor quality backlinks. So here are some examples of decent quality ones, but this 0 here that you have, this is a poor quality backlink. It's not doing anything for you. So I would honestly replace that backlink with a better quality one, so that way you can rank better in Google with that. Referring domains, the best way to describe what that is to basically give the example of you did some services for someone and they decided to blog about what you did for them, and there's a link back to your website. That would count as a referring domain, and those can have a lot of power, some more than others. So the higher the number here, the higher power they have, as they are trusted more by Google. You have some decent referring domains, a couple of low numbers here and there though. I would get rid of those ones and replace them with something with more power, because the more power you have, the higher these numbers are going to be. And you want as high of a number as possible and at a 1-to-1 ratio with UR and DR. Generally with landscaping and contractors, we want to see them in the 20s, 30s, 40s range. You are just below that in UR, but in DR you're at a 2, so not at a 1-to-1 ratio. So these, adding more backlinks and referring domains would definitely help with that. You're ranking for 201 keywords. Let's take a look at those really fast. So I see a lot of your name up here. So you're going to rank for your name. However, you do want to have rank a lot more for the service keywords, because when people search, they're not looking for your company name. They are looking for the service that you offer. Also, it's also important to know that this is a national keyword. You want them to be targeted to the area that you serve. Because if somebody looks you up, like in Bakersfield, California, that, they're likely not, they might pass through. However, they are not going to actually convert over as a client because you're not in their area, and they're going to choose someone who is in their area. So it is very, very important to know that. But yeah, I am seeing a lot of your name here. So I would actually make sure that I have more keywords that I would make sure that you have a lot more keywords that have to do with your services that you offer rather than your name. So I'm going to actually compare you to your competitors. I chose these guys. I don't know why their site's not coming up. There we go. Okay. This is their website. They have a lot of things that they do here. They have more content, it looks like, too, but they could still use some more, in my opinion. But anyways, that's not what I wanted to focus on here with them. I wanted you to see where they're at in their online presence, and I found them, actually. I want to show you where I found them. I found them in the Google Map Pack here. Also, they were the first company that I found that wasn't a list of landscapers, just naturally ranking organically here. So that's why I wanted to use them as a competitor. So with them, they have 1.42 thousand backlinks. I can guarantee that not all of those are high quality. They do have a lot of better quality backlinks than you do, though. So they are not outside of reach, though. You can still get a lot more backlinks with a lot of higher quality numbers and beat them out, because if we go to this last page here, I almost guarantee that we're going to find some zeros here. It's just going to take a little bit. There we go. Yep, there's some poor quality backlinks right there. So they should be pretty easy. It's quality versus quantity when it comes to backlinks. If we take a look at their referring domains, they do have a lot more referring domains than you do, it looks like. Yeah. So let's take a look at their power here. So whereas they have a lot, they also have a lot of zeros. That's not a whole lot of power there. So you could definitely beat them out if you add more high power referring domains to your website. Because those zeros aren't going to be doing anything for them. Whereas they're in the 30s for you they aren't in DR and not at a 1-to-1 ratio. That's probably caused by these here. They are ranking for 1.9 thousand organic keywords. They, however, have a lot. They do have their name as well, but they have a lot of these, and they do have one that is national. They have a lot of these area service keywords, though, too. So you want to definitely maybe take a look at some of their keywords and implement them into your own content whenever you add more content and keywords to your website. So with that said, I hope that this has been helpful and informative. There's a lot of things in which you can do to bump yourself up in Google without adding backlinks and referring domains and the content and keywords to your website. You're really limiting yourself as to how much traffic and business you're going to be getting to your website. So if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to reach out to my husband or I. We would love to get in touch with you in whatever time works best for you and help you out in any way that we can. So with that, you have a wonderful rest of your day, and God bless.